This video is brought to you by Trade Coffee. How's it going, folks? I'm Des with DesFit, and I usually cover sports technology that's used for training, like GPS watches, bike computers, heart rate monitors, as well as bike trainers, but I haven't really talked about the tools that people can use for after training for recovery. So in today's video, I wanted to cover some of my favorite tools that I use to recover from the activities that I like to do. And just to give you an idea of the activities I like to do, I'm primarily a cyclist where I focus on mountain biking. I'm also a runner, and then I also spend a good amount of time in the gym for weight training, which I find to be very beneficial. And then I also do other stuff like rock climbing, skiing, and paddleboarding. So my primary focus is leg recovery, but I also do want to pay attention to my upper body, which can suffer a little bit for weight training and mountain biking. And if you have anything that you use for recovery that I didn't mention in this video, make sure to leave that suggestion down in the comments section down below so all of us can benefit from that information. And if you do find the information in this video useful, make sure to hit that like button, as it definitely helps the channel a lot and I appreciate it. Number one on my list, and I don't really know what my life would be without one, is going to be a foam roller. So foam rollers, you can get everything from a small one to a big one, ones with texture and ones without, different levels of firmness, as well as something really inexpensive to something a little bit more expensive. And my personal favorites are these grid foam rollers from TriggerPoint. The foam surface on the grid rollers have some nice grooves, which allow for some different options for a more broad or more narrow surface to pinpoint different areas. And I also really like the foam, which is just dense enough to be able to get into problem areas, but it's still soft enough on the surface so it's comfortable against your skin. And these also have held together really well over quite a few years of use. I have the smaller grid as well as the larger grid 2.0, and the grid 2.0 is awesome just because it's so large, where it has a lot of surface area, so it's going to be really useful for large areas of my body like my back. But I actually tend to grab the small one quite a bit just because it's so small and convenient, and I love taking this thing on road trips, and it's probably just as needed as a GPS watch when I'm traveling. Now, you don't necessarily need to get these specific foam rollers. There's something a lot more inexpensive like this no-name foam roller that I have right here. And the nice thing about this generic foam roller is that it doesn't have the same type of foam surface like what's on the grid rollers that could be more susceptible to damage. So with this thing, I can kind of just toss it anywhere. I don't really have to worry about damaging it at all. And before we get into the next tool I use for sports recovery, I want to give a quick shout out to Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. So when I'm traveling, I love discovering different coffees at all the different places that I'm visiting. But with everything that's been going on, travel has been a bit more challenging. But with Trade Coffee, I'm still able to discover coffees from some of the best roasters. And best of all, these are delivered right to my door. So what's great about Trade Coffee is that they have you take this quick quiz to identify the types of coffee you like, since everyone has different tastes, and you don't need to be a coffee expert. They make it easy for you based on whether or not you're a total coffee nerd. You'll enter your coffee habits, like how many cups you drink, how you brew your coffee. So like me, I'm a French press type of guy. You'll then enter how you take your coffee, choose your preferred roast level, taste preferences, and whether you prefer ground or whole beans. And then finally, you just need to let them know if you drink regular or decaf, and it'll suggest the best coffee based on your preferences. Now, here's what's great. If you don't love your first coffee, they'll actually replace it for free with a backup selection. They sent me a few different coffees to try out, and all these were spot on with my taste, so that coffee quiz works. And what I love about Trade Coffee is that these are all delivered right to my door using their subscription service. And it's not like you have to get a bag every week. You can choose the frequency of when they ship bags to you, and you never pay for shipping. Anyhow, the first 100 people to sign up using my code that's listed down below will get 50% off their first bag of coffee. So check out the link that's down in the video description, fill out the quick quiz, enter my code, and look for your first bag of coffee. Next up in the tools that I use for sports recovery are massage guns. So this bad boy that I have right here is the Hyperice Hypervolt, and this is much more than just your run-of-the-mill percussive massage gun. So for the basics, it's pretty powerful, it's got 3 different modes, and it doesn't really make that much of a racket. So here it is on the lowest setting. So you could probably use this while somebody is taking a nap right next to you and not wake them up. Here's the medium setting. And there's the high setting. So I'm not really raising my voice that much, but it obviously will make more noise on the highest setting. So with this version, you get 5 different attachments: this flat one, this round one, this one that they call a bullet, this fork attachment, and this cushion head. And it also comes with this little bag for the attachments. And each of these heads obviously serves a little bit different purpose. So I like this flat head quite a bit just because it covers a lot of surface area. I use this fork one quite a bit right here. And then I also have this love and hate relationship with this bullet one right here, where it can really target some pinpoint areas. But when you're using it, you're gonna feel it. But here's something that I thought was pretty cool about this Hypervolt. So this is the Bluetooth version, which connects to the Hyperice app. When you go through the setup process, you'll choose what kind of activities that you do. That's cool, but what's even cooler is that you can actually sync this with your Strava, Apple Health, or Garmin account to pull in your activity data, which will then suggest different guided routines based on your past activities. And these guided routines are really well done, but here's what I thought was the coolest thing. The app can automatically control the massage gun based on the routine, but if for some reason the intensity level isn't to your liking, you can always turn it up or dial it back. And there's also more involved routines where it goes through different steps using different attachments, and it's all outlined really well. Again, it can automatically control the intensity level, and you can always customize that to your liking. Now, this Hypervolt isn't an inexpensive massage gun, but I'm a firm believer in you get what you pay for. It's really well built, it's nice and solid, it's very powerful while still being fairly quiet. It has good battery life, and I was impressed by the app integration. And my only real complaint would be that it didn't come with a bag or a case for the massage gun and the charger, and which will cost you an extra $50. But that's really the only negative I could say about it. I really like this thing a lot. But I also have this Theragun Mini, and this is the massage gun that I bring with me when I'm traveling. So it's not quite as powerful as the Hypervolt, nor is it as user-friendly just because the Hypervolt has that nice handle, but it's still nice and small, so it's just easy to bring along. It comes with this one ball attachment, and you can purchase additional attachments later on down the road, but it does come with this nice carrying pouch. So this one has 3 modes or speeds just like the Hypervolt. So here is the low setting. Pretty quiet. Here's medium. Then here's the high. And then the battery life is supposed to be up to 150 minutes on this guy. The shape is pretty comfortable and it's easy to use for easily accessible areas, but it's definitely more challenging to use for areas such as your upper or lower back where the handle or grip on the Hyperice works a little bit better for me. And although the usability as well as the power isn't quite like the Hypervolt that I have over here, it's also a lot cheaper and it's a lot smaller. So again, I love this thing for traveling. Next up are compression socks or compression sleeves, and there can be some benefit for using these during your workout as well as after your workout, but I tend to use these post-workout. I don't swear by these things by any means, but I think they can help by preventing blood from building up in your lower extremities, and they have also been seen to increase blood flow. Now, there have been some arguments out there that compression socks or compression sleeves just are a placebo effect, but if anything, they just provide a nice compression on my calves, which feel good. And there are a boatload of compression socks and sleeves out there. It's like these, I don't even know what brand these are. And these are Smart Wools right here, but I'll have some affiliate links down in the description below with some that I can recommend. Next up are these foam sandals I have right here, and these are the Hoka 11 Aura recovery slides. So really, they're just a nice, cushy, comfortable pair of sandals. And the concept may be simple, but I really dig these things a lot. So first of all, just like all Hokas, they have a ridiculous amount of cushion to them. They also have a nice rocker. There's a texture to the bottom, so you can wear these both inside and outside, and they're just a lot better than a thin pair of sandals. And when you're walking around in these, it's kind of like you're walking around on clouds. My brother actually got these as a Christmas present for me a couple Christmases ago, and I just absolutely love these things, so thanks, bro. And last up, and these are interesting for sure, but these are the Normatec Leg Pulse 2.0 leg compression sleeves. So first off, they're pretty expensive and the benefits have been, let's say, debated. So I tend to use these after really long rides and they provide a compressive massage-like feeling to my legs. And how it does this is by using compressed air that's pumped into the sleeves that go onto each leg. They're actually pretty easy to put on and take off with the full-length zippers, and then you attach this control unit via this hose which inflates the sleeves. On the control unit, you can choose the duration as well as the level of compression that you'd like. And then all you do is sit back, let these things do their thing, and then you sort of feel like you're plugged into the Matrix. Now, these are definitely more compression than they are massage just because it's different sections of the leg sleeves that are inflating and deflating with air in different stages. So it's not really like an actual massage, but do they work? Well, it could be kind of like compression socks or compression sleeves where it works better for some people and it doesn't work for others. But one thing that I can say about these things is that they force you to elevate your legs, which is proven in recovery. So add in that compression and yeah, I think that I've seen some benefits. But like I said earlier, these things are pretty expensive and I'd only suggest trying these out if first of all, you have the funds for them, and second of all, if you're looking for that last tiny edge in recovery. So these are all the tools that I use for sports recovery, but if there's anything that I didn't mention in this video that you use, make sure to leave that down in the comments section down below. And while you're down there, also hit that like button if you found the information in this video useful. And one last shout out to Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video, which helps me create this content more easily for you all. Anyhow, in the meantime, have fun out there, recover well, and we will see you in the next video.